share the internal linguistic constraint governing the use of several variables. So in forthcoming studies, we want to examine whether the linguistic system of Cajun French corresponds more with the creation of dialect form in Louisiana during the colonial period in competition with other more innovative features introduced later, such as in Quebec, or did Cajun French develop as a byproduct derived from the original variety of Cajun French in Canada? This is the goal of a large-scale comparative Acadian Cajun research project involving other scholars such as Wu Ping and Karen Dadley and many students. Thank you very much. Writing in Louisiana, 2003, in fact, that is a conclusion, that everything was geared for like maybe uniformization and standardization, but look, this major change and major language shift happened from French to English, and that was the impact.
It's even more complicated because the Spanish, not only were, the Spanish were in trouble.
Yes.
When all these French people were coming, and when the language was French, the Spanish were in trouble.
Well, they were very francophone.
Yeah.
They were very francophone.
Yeah. It was 37 years.
I think with the difference that Spanish didn't make French a language minority, but English did. And that's very important. And so the thing about language shift, actually the situation that you described makes it more compelling to see language shift as protracted. And when you are dealing with the population, just focus on individual shifting and don't focus too much on the population shifting because it misleads you into thinking that the whole population is coordinated into shifting. Maybe when you think of the population in terms of individuals, it's every individual on their own, and the rural population does it at a different pace from the urban population and things like that. So it makes a whole lot of difference.
Michael?
Yeah, to hitchhike on that a little bit, I agree with what you're saying. I think, today we say, we talk about how English is destroying, wiping out French and Creole in Louisiana, which is true, but there's this other stage, where we were talking about where the English actually preserved, in a way, you could say preserved dialect features for Cajun and Creole to the extent that it deprived both of the prestige dialects that would lead to decajunization, decreolization. So it actually has kind of an ambivalent role towards French and Creole in Louisiana until eventually it assumes the momentum that it has today to exterminate these other languages, minority languages. So I think that I view it in that way. It really has it's not a simple question of English community and wiping out those minority languages. I have another question. We have time, which across generations, a certain age group, or possibly also between genders, male and female, since typically males tend to be more, use French more to identify with their peer group. Have you seen any variation along those lines?
Well, we found some, but it's too early really to do. You know, the problem with the ancestors that they were women. Only women lived that long. So that's the problem. That's women's speech. Although just on top of my head like this, I don't remember. But there was something. But it's a very, well-known social linguistic principle that women tend to like to use stand forms, especially when they are recorded. But this constraint is regular across generation. From the ancestors to the middle age. So I'm sure you can have like cases where we just speak the same, variety of French that that we find everywhere. And we have our corpus, or she a special case or not.